Cause let me tell you, ain't no river high enough, ain't no ocean deep enough, ain't no desert hot enough to keep me off your ass, baby. Todd said he didn't know nothing about a prenup. And you know what he said?
What?
Oh no, I can't sign that.
Oh, he said he wouldn't sign the prenup?
Yeah.
Okay, you're done.
I'm good. I hope signing this prenup proves once and for all that I'm in this relationship because I love Kandi, not because I want her money.
House. That's your house.
It's our house.
But don't let nobody take advantage of you like that.
Y'all were married and y'all in it lasted 2 years. What would you think would be fair?
As my beneficiary, and then I put you after Riley because I'm sure Riley gonna make sure, her little sister and brother will be still taken care of. Like as if you won't make sure Riley's good or something.
Oh, God. If we don't work out, I gotta get out the damn house in 30 days? How do I find a house in 30 days?
Past relationship?
Cynthia, that your man was an opportunity. All right, let me just say this, y'all. Don't put me in it now.
Raise her daughter to be a millionaire like I raised my daughter, and then let her daughter find a hundredaire, and he marry her. Give me a...
He was always on the come up, and I'm not mad at that.
No,
That's not even part of the conversation.
no, but it is to me because even in divorce, I don't think it's right when men be trying to take half of the women. I don't think it's cool. Like I feel like a man should always be a man and be able to handle his own.
We good. I came up.
Yep, at the end of the day, y'all love each other, and that's all that. Oh, you got business with the family. Oh my God, Kandi, don't do that. Don't talk about her man, huh? This is my man. Everybody talking about my man, my man. I'm just, I'm so tired, child. I'm so tired. I'm really tired. I will drag you in this bitch.
Oh, no. See, well, that's the issue. Well, I did buy the house. He pays the bills.
Right.
But as far as like the house itself.
You own it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It could have been a scheme that Todd set up for him to come to you with the bush.
The tea is exceptionally good today. Who made this? Very delicious. Hold on.
Hey, my cosmic cousins, it's your girl Nova Charm, and welcome to another episode of Astrology Tea. Here on Astrology Tea with Nova Charm, we sip on that spiritual tea, all things astrological and zodiac. And today, I got some piping hot tea brewing for you because, baby, we got to talk about that synastry as well as the transits with Miss Kandi Burruss and good old Todd Tucker, honey. Now, if you like me, you wasn't really surprised. I mean, we all knew from the beginning that it was a scheme set up by Todd to come to us with the bullshit. Aunt Bertha didn't lie to us, and neither did Mama Joyce. And another thing that doesn't lie is these charts and these transits. So before I get too deep into it, you already know the drill. Go ahead and hit that like. Go ahead and subscribe to your girl and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of this cosmic tea that I want to sip with you. Now let's get into it. Now, just a little briefing. When Kandi and Todd first got together, you know Mama Joyce was sounding the alarm like a fire truck in a library, baby. She saw Todd as an opportunist, and she told him that he was to his face. Now, I don't think Mama Joyce is an astrological girly. However, Mama Joyce was spot on, baby. The stars do not lie and the charts do not lie. So let's get into it and I will tell you exactly what I mean. Now, when I look at Kandi's chart, it is no wonder she is a powerhouse queen. And she is definitely about that money, child. And her chart backs her up on this, okay? Kandi has no choice but to be the girly that she is. Kandi is a Taurus sun, Venus, and Jupiter, baby. And she a Capricorn moon. Now, in addition, she is a Leo rising and a Leo Mars, baby. When I say the stars set her up for greatness, that chart could not be no more than great. Leo is that star. And by that being in her rising and in her Mars, she is not afraid to go after anything. Now, in addition, Her Mercury is in Gemini. Her Saturn sits in Cancer. Her Uranus and her North Node both sit in Scorpio, as well as her Neptune is in Sag and her Pluto is in Libra. Now, one thing about Kandi's chart is it's definitely given she's going to get to that bag, okay? This woman is about security, stacking that paper, building empires, and she's not sharing it unless you earn it, okay? Her Capricorn moon makes her emotionally reserved. She can love you, but she don't give a damn. She's going to keep it about business. She is a boss, okay? Kandi shows her love through stability and provision. And she is going to definitely make sure that she has all her I's dotted and her T's crossed, baby, okay? Now, when it comes to good old Todd Tucker, bless his heart, he is a Leo sun with a Libra moon. Now, I was unable to find Todd's rising sign, but Libra also sits in his Uranus and Pluto, as well as he has a Mercury and Saturn in Cancer. He has a Virgo, Venus, and a Mars in Aries. His Jupiter sits in Aquarius, his Neptune sits in Sagittarius, and his North Node is in Capricorn. Now, Todd's energy definitely gives charismatic and charming. However, he does need to feel like he's the king, the main event, the star of the show. But honey, when you're married to Kandi Burruss, that spotlight is going to be on her, okay? And this is where the problem started from the beginning. Todd often tapped into those manipulation tactics that a Mercury in Cancer can sometimes have. And that Leo sun was often getting its ego bruised. Because, hell, Kandi's a Leo rising as well as a Leo Mars. I mean, she leads like a Leo. She fights like a Leo. And she asserts herself like a Leo. Now, that's going to cause a conflict with Todd's Leo sun as well as his Aries Mars, because Aries is home in Mars. So they both come in with that fire energy. Now, that's definitely sexy and passionate in the bedroom. And we see how that, Kandi got that bedroom line and they had a lot of freaky deaky tales to tell. We see that all in the chart with those two placements. However, when it came down to a battle of who was going to wear the crown, Todd honestly couldn't keep up. He kept falling a little bit short. No matter how much Kandi would try and make Todd feel like he was the man of the house because he is her man, this battle of crowns was based on performance, okay? And when it came to business ventures and who was getting to that bag, Kandi was always going to be the one to reign supreme, honey. So each time one of his ventures fell short, like the old lady gang restaurant having to close and some of his plays and different things that he had going on, he felt like Kandi wasn't really putting her name or her stamp or her energy on that. Y'all gotta watch that. Y'all gotta watch that when you team up with somebody. If they always need you to put your sauce on it, then that lets you know that they are literally ciphering your energy, okay? But I dial it back. His energy wasn't enough to really put it out there. He wanted her name. He wanted her stamp. He wanted everything to be associated with her, that way it would be successful. He seen when he was putting things out for himself, it wasn't really coming together. You know what I mean? It was always falling through. Kandi, however, has been in this business since she was a kid, pretty much. And that Gemini Mercury constantly keeps ideas going. That's why Kandi has about 13 different things going on at once, and she could keep up with all of them. And Todd is trying to do that too, but his energy does not allow him to. His energy means you need to concentrate on one thing at a time. That Leo and Aries pairing in Todd's chart definitely meant that he was always in competition with his own wife. Competition is definitely an energy that both of those energies give. However, when you're in a low frequency, you'll find yourself competing with the wrong people. And damn it if his ego didn't continuously get bruised, because he was definitely competing with the wrong girl, okay? And for those placements that he has, that cuts really deep, okay? It really does. It bruises his ego, and he maybe even started to feel a little controlled. And as years moved on, he started really expressing his frustration louder and louder, especially when it came to that prenup. Now, speaking of that prenup, let's go ahead and talk about that for a second. Now, I don't know if y'all are aware of this or not, but most prenups do have like an expiration date. Majority of the prenups have what you call a sunset clause. Now, Miss Ashley Darby knows all about that because she just got her millions based off of this clause, okay? And y'all might be asking yourself, well, what is a sunset clause? Well, I'm about to tell you. It's when certain parts of the prenup expire or become void after a specific milestone. The most common milestone being 10 years. Now, y'all, Kandi and Todd was married in April 2014. So 10 years from that date would be April 2024. And when did they announce their divorce? November of 2025. That is right after their 11th anniversary, my loves. Okay? Now, me being the astrological girly that I am, I know that Jupiter takes about 11 and a half, close to 12 years to go all the way around the sun, okay? That means the last time that Jupiter was in Cancer is when Todd and Kandi got married. Y'all see where I'm going with this? Okay, like the stars don't be lying. I swear it don't. Now, Jupiter moved back into Cancer back in October. Okay, so they've been likely having some issues since then, or probably even before that, even through the pre-shadow period. But honey, when Jupiter went into retrograde back on the 11th, baby, I think that is what pushed it over the edge. Okay, Jupiter will tell you about your husband. It will also tell you about your legal court documents that have to be filed through the court system. You know what I mean? Now, I'm just an astrology girly, but to me, that timing ain't just coincidental. Like, it just not. Now, if there was a sunset clause, Todd is now potentially entitled to so much more of Kandi's assets than if he had divorced her just a year or two prior. So, Mama Joyce absolutely was not being a hater. She was actually being a prophet, okay? For real. She definitely saw the long game and the intent behind that. Now, I told y'all that Kandi's Jupiter is in Taurus. I just want to put my little, pin in that real quick. And we're going to get to some of these other placements. But I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in a minute when we get into these transits, baby. Let's talk about this rumor mill for a minute. Because word on the curb is Ty got a new girlfriend. Word on the streets has been that he been cheating for a while. And Kandi been, doing her thing on the side. People been saying that Kandi even has a girlfriend now. Tasha K been saying that for a minute. But I ain't one to gossip, so you ain't heard that from me. So we just gonna see what the stars have to say about the possibilities. Now, Todd has a Venus in Virgo and a Mars in Aries. So a Venus in Virgo can be a bit picky, but Mars in Aries is very impulsive, quick to act, and let's just say it has a healthy appetite. Now, when a Leo man feels his ego is bruised at home, he will often seek validation where he feels like he is a king. Now, there have been talks of strippers and different things like that. They've always been very open about how much money he loves to go and spend and throw at the girls at Magic City, honey. But there was definitely rumors that he was cheating with a stripper. Now, this definitely kind of gives that Mars and Aries energy of that instant gratification that Leo sun is wanting, that admiration. There he can throw his coins and his dollars and feel admired and loved behind it. Whereas at home, he feels like his pockets is at pennies on the dollar. You see what I mean? And it is. But I mean, you're talking about Kandi is a multi-millionaire, sir. Why are you trying to keep up with that? Just be happy you there. Hell, I would. I keep my little couple $1 million and I just be chilling. But that's a Leo man for you, and this is not all Leos. This is only when they're not in their highest vibration. So I'm not going to put that on just all Leo energy, but we know that is one of those energies of Leo when they are not in their highest state. Okay. Now, when it comes to the rumors about Kandi, we already know that she likes it freaky, okay? She's never been shy about saying that she dips in the lady pond, as Andy Cohen would put it. Now, her Uranus in Scorpio definitely gives that unconventional type of shocking hidden desires type of energy in that placement. That placement definitely gives a non-traditional side to one's sexuality or a need for intense, secretive connections. Now, I really don't have no doubts in my mind that if she wasn't, receiving the things that she needed from Todd, and there was feeling like there was a disconnect there, that she might go ahead and seek emotional intimacy to, with somebody else. They already have like somewhat of an open relationship, it seemed like. So with the rumors about her having a secret girlfriend, I really wouldn't put it past, with a placement like this, I really wouldn't put it past the situation, It's definitely given there's a good potential for that energy there, okay? Now, let's go ahead and bring it back to the current transits and what we're going to be seeing in 2026. Now, I'm going back to get my pen where I left off back at Jupiter in Taurus, right? Keeping in mind that Kandi is a Taurus sun and a Venus. Now, with these placements, she's good with money, okay? Taurus deals with the money, financial assets, how we go about getting our money. Like that Taurus energy really just gives that worth and materialism, as well as self-worth. And that Cat Moon just puts it all into a business format for her, okay? But them Taurus placements was definitely hit pretty hard lately because, as y'all know, and if you've been keeping up with my channel, y'all have already seen that, Uranus just went retrograde in Taurus back in November 7th. And it was at the 29th degree, which is that critical crisis point and also a fated degree. That's that degree of energy that you are not going to escape. It's just meant to happen. It definitely gives this now or never. Uranus is that energy of sudden change. Now, although the divorce was announced on November 21st, which is just 2 weeks after that Uranus hit that crisis 29th degree, which is definitely the cosmic trigger, Kandi got online and did say that this was something that had happened prior to. They just announced it on that day. That 29th degree was the pressure point. It forced those hidden issues to be exposed and explode, honey. I don't think people give Uranus as much credit as it deserves because, it is the home of Aquarius. And it got that Saturn sauce on it. Uranus will whoop your ass just like Saturn will, and Pluto. They could get married, honestly. Pluto and Saturn can get married along with Uranus. They can have a threesome. Now, retrograde is definitely a re-word. Review, reassess, renegotiate, return. That is the energy that retrograde gives. And by it going into that on that critical degree, dealing with all her Taurus placements, it was definitely destined for that to occur. Now, because Uranus is retrograding, it's going backwards. Not technically, you know what I mean, but it's just a review. And it's literally dragging the past back up. And it's forcing them to review the contract that Prenup signed 11 years ago, which deals with her Jupiter and Taurus. Taurus being that money sign and everything. And Jupiter having that contractual, court type of energy based around it. And by her Venus also being in Taurus, it is affecting directly that partnership between her and Todd. And of course, by being in her Sun, it is definitely forcing it into the light. The cosmic pressure cooker that is that 29th degree says fix it now, okay? And it doesn't leave any room for any type of hesitations. It literally forced Kandi's hand. Now, this isn't just about a breakup. Retrograde means go back. It means review. This energy dragged them back to the past, specifically back to that prenup, back to those old resentments, and back to the things that were swept under the rug. All of these retrograde energies is definitely giving final exam, okay? For all of us, not just Kandi, honey. Uranus is definitely forcing us to drop all of our baggage by the door before we move permanently into Gemini in Uranus in 2026. And the fact that the Uranus energy is in Taurus and her Jupiter is in Taurus, and we're not even going to get into the fact that Todd's Jupiter is in Aquarius. Now, that is crazy because Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. So, yeah. And where is Aquarius currently at? Pluto. I told you. Pluto and them, they be running together. They be hanging together. You can't tell me they don't. And Pluto deals with that death and rebirth, baby. She is about destroying and rebuilding whatever needs to be fixed. And yes, let's talk about Pluto for a minute, because her being in Aquarius is in direct conflict with those Leo placements, baby. That would be Kandi's rising sign. That means that Pluto is sitting directly in her 7th house, which is her marriage and partnerships. That is currently in Aquarius, while her man Todd, well, ex-man at this point, his Jupiter is sitting in Aquarius. Let me tell you something about this. Let me tell you something about this cosmic tea that I be giving, okay? I do this stuff for real. I know some people be getting over here and they get mad because I might say something about their fave and they get insulted like I done said something wrong, but I don't do nothing but just tell the tea of the cosmos. Get mad at God, not me, okay? Now, Pluto is currently bulldozing through Kandi's house of marriage. Now, this is the once-in-a-lifetime transit that guarantees that permanent end of a relationship dynamic that isn't working. It will literally initiate those power struggles and all those hidden secrets, definitely bringing them to light. And it is a complete burn it to the ground type of energy. Now, this energy also brings out the literal ego clash when it comes to Todd's sun and Kandi's first house in Leo, okay? As well as her Mars. Like, let's not act like that Mars ain't got nothing to do with this either. Mars definitely will tell you things about your significant other as well. That male masculine energy that is in your life. And for Kandi, we know that's Todd with his sun sign. This is definitely the issue that Pluto needed to bring up and that needed to have it just go ahead and tear it down. This is why Pluto said just tear it down. Now, since Todd's Leo sun is literally in Kandi's first house, he wants that shine. He wants her house of identity. Now, if you're in your high vibration, and this was a high vibrational nigga we was talking about, this would actually give power couple energy. But instead, And he is definitely in direct competition with her Mars, which is also in Leo, honey. Now, Kandi, who is already the queen with that Leo rising, feels like Todd is competing with her for the spotlight in her own life. He takes up space in her identity. The divorce is reclaiming her main character energy and kicking him off her stage. Now, if we're being all the way honest, this is not just a feel. Todd has been very vocal about how he feels like he should have access to her money, how he feels like she's not supportive of the family. That Mercury in Cancer is so manipulative. He made sure that while they were filming that he would say certain things like how she wasn't there for the kids. You could just about guarantee that he is trying, he's going to challenge. This man is definitely going to be looking at trying to see about getting custody as well, so he could get some child support as well as spousal support. If y'all think I'm lying, okay, we'll see. We gonna see. I'm telling y'all, I'm the truth at this. And this was a part of this. Let me tell you, it was a part of the plan. And Bertha told us it was the scheme that Todd set up to come to us with the bullshit. She told us. And the way this is all playing out, it really is giving that, okay? Now, due to Kandi being a Leo rising, that means that Aries sits in Kandi's 9th house. Now, come 2026, let's talk about these transits for a minute, okay? Now, come 2026, Saturn goes into Aries, okay? Come in February. This has legal battle written all over it. The 9th house is the house of law, courts, and public opinion. And Saturn comes in with its restrictions and karmas, and it's going to be a brutal legal battle. Okay, this is really giving not a quick settlement. This is giving there's going to be some court action popping off. Okay, this is definitely going to be a legal marathon, honey. That ninth house dealing with the courts and Saturn there. That means Kandi's going to have to fight tooth and nail, which is why I think that clause might be in there, y'all. I feel like it is, okay? But one thing that Cap moon is going to do, that Capricorn moon, as well as that Taurus sun is going to do is keep a receipt, okay? So I feel like Kandi is going to come out on top on this, but yeah, it's going to be something that she really has to fight. Now, another transit that I'm going to be looking at during this divorce is Uranus is going to be moving into Kandi's Mercury. Because Kandi has a Mercury in Gemini, Gemini will be going through Uranus in 2026, okay? This guarantees that the drama is going to be public and there's going to be a whole lot of unexpected twists in this legal battle, okay? We probably going to be hearing about a whole lot of unexpected, a whole lot of shocking things that we did not even know or couldn't even have dreamed about knowing. I feel like Todd is really going to try and get dirty with it. Now, I did mention that Kandi keeps the receipts and that I feel like she's going to come out on top. But do not get it twisted. Kandi is definitely likely to take a financial hit on this one. If that Somerset clause plays out, Todd might get the money that he was after, but Saturn will make him earn it and feel the weight of its responsibility. He is definitely going to get its karmic retribution it coming through with that. Basically, if he does get that money, it's going to have a little stank on it, and he may wish that she would have just kept it, okay? Now, really, both of them are in a serious cosmic glow-up. Whether they like it or not, Kandi will emerge stronger, but with new understanding of her self-worth beyond her wealth. Now, Todd will be forced to humble himself and redefine what being the king truly means. Now, baby, these charts really just don't lie. And Mama Joyce was right. That prenup timing is very suspect, and 2026 is going to be a defining year for both Kandi and Todd. It's a tale as old as time, money, ego, and harsh lessons of the cosmos. But what do you all think? Did Todd play the long game? Is Kandi finally free? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of this cosmic tea that I want to sip with you. And I'm out, Cosmic Cousins.